Hey, your lads have dumped these bottles by me gnomes.
Cider bottles? Give over.
That fence you mentioned, I'll take you up on it.
OK.
I'll fence them in, that's what I'll do. Then nobody can get at them.
You measure up and I'll see what I can do, eh? But don't come knocking straight away. I've got to get my head down.
I said to Edna you were late this morning. Big one, was it?
Dock fire. Big, all right. Been dragging screaming pigs out of the hold. You can still hear them ages after.
Well, you'll be able to have a quiet kip, because Marie's in town with Edna.
Still?
And when they finish shopping, they're going in a cafe. That's Edna's idea. Teach me she's got a life of her own. You know, that sort of caper.
We have our differences over the kids. You know, me saying she's too soft or her saying I am. I'm not surprised it carries on after they fled the nest.
I don't know what you mean.
You know, you and Edna not seeing eye to eye. Over your lad, Kevin. I'm just remarking. We're the same.
The only thing we've got in common, lad, is we're married to two blabbermouths who should know better.
All go.
Beg your pardon?
Nothing. Something I thought you'd say. I'm just dashing in for a bite to eat, then dashing out again.
I've got no lunch.
Same here. Open a tin. I will.
Blabbermouth and drunkards.
Well, that's the last time he gets money from me, if that's how he spends it.
Well, we didn't push the boat out, did we?
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, he was 16, wasn't he? I mean, in some cultures, he'd have laid a ceremony on, wouldn't he? He'd have had a big binge in that. We'd have had to foot the bill.
We did.
Yes, unofficially we did.
I know it was his present. But I didn't know he was going to spend it on booze. Oh, look at the state of these. He'll have to get some more.
Well, that's the best he had, Sheila.
Anyway, I know what your argument's going to be. He's got to learn how to handle money. Well, this time it won't wash.
Look, Sheila, love, I know you think I give our Damon more leeway than I give Karen. But I understand the lad.
Oh, dear. Well, I'm glad you understand somebody, because you're not very great on our Karen. Or me, come to think of it. And if they're brown, love, don't buy 'em.
Sheila, I do understand you, love.
Oh, do you?
Yes, and I know sometimes you think I'm a rubbish father. No, you do. And you make it obvious, don't you? But I know what I've done with our Damon was right in not wiping the floor with him. And he'll realise that in time. And he'd be sorry he blew that money. I can guarantee you that.
And anyway, he's on the brink of manhood. And the lad's got to learn how to take his ale, because that's what's expected of him.
Well, it takes two, doesn't it? I mean, where are you when he come home from school of a night, eh? You're out cleaning. Oh, hang on. I know you've got to go out to work because I'm on the scrap heap. But is it worth it? Why don't you weigh up what you're in and not being here when he comes home from school, eh? I mean, it is a fair point, isn't it, Sheila?
He's 16. He shouldn't need watching over. Our Karen doesn't.
Sheila, I got so drunk when I was 16, I thought my mother was going to have to send for the priest. And as soon as my head hit the bed, I never thought I was going to get up again.
I feel it, you know. Not being here when they get home from school, not seeing them in the morning.
I'll bring it down there with the and walk. Hey, what you doing out
No, I'm just sympathetic, really. Yeah, I could cushion once, you know, fell over on some ice. Did not go down with a whack.
You never.
He's got an headache, Karen.
Oh, I've been in the ale again, have you?
All right, once is enough.
The next will be tablets if you want.
No, she won't. She treats you like you're sniffing glue or something.
Oh, she's all right.
She's not. I sent Gizmo a break. I told her to tell her two to take away.
Hey, what do you think of us, Chili?
That's what she said. And then she said how pale he looked, and she got out these big, massive pills. I had to swallow two in front of her. I ended up with nothing.
Hey, Karen, did you hear that? That's lovely.
Are you helping me or what?
Yeah, I'm helping. Hey, Damon, back for dinner.
Julie?
Sorry. What do we do then?
Go over to them. Tell them they're allowed to come over here and sign up, as long as there's no rush.
A rush? You must be joking.
And Julie, if they start to clown around, we'll just have to pack it in.
It's daft though, this petition. I mean, how can you have a petition for something you can have already? If you want just veg, you can have just veg. No one forces you to have the meat.
It's not a proper balanced meal, is it? Just the veg. Well, they're serving it up already.
Anyway, you can put your name down for a veggie meal.
Oh, I know, but if the numbers aren't that great, they just don't bother, do they? But they tell us there's an alternative. I think we're too thick to notice the difference.
Hey, Karen, one of the kids wants to know if the teachers will say, you know, read the names like the sign.
Well, of course they will. It's standing up to be counted, isn't it? Otherwise they shouldn't do it if they're too chicken.
I am, mate. I'm chicken.
Carry one, carry two. I'll get it.
No, I'll get it. Finish that now, you've started.
You're going to chap your hands.
That's my lookout.
Well, what's with this bookkeeping malarkey, girl, eh? I know we've got to keep them straight so we know where we're up to, but no one's going to see them. I mean, we're not going to be declaring the business, are we?
Shout louder, Bobby.
Don't mind me.
Anyway, love, what can we do for you?
It's the car again, Bobby. Look, somebody at work said the fault may lie with a loose connection at the coil wire. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, I'll just get my coat.
Oh, thank you.
Sit down.
Oh, thanks, Sheila. How's your business doing? You going to be able to build it up?
If we carry on like this, love, definitely not.
Oh, well, I suppose there are a few things you ought to bear in mind. A bit too pushed for time to go through them at the moment.
Oh, if you could at some time, love, I'd be very grateful.
Oh, tomorrow if I get the chance.
Oh, great. It's not just the accounts. We've got this electrician. Every time I send him out on a job, we get complaints. We're going to get a reputation as cowboys if we're not careful, and that would be the finish.
How are you managing, love, with the car off the road?
Taxes, I'm afraid. It's really brought it home to me, you know, how much I took for granted. Roger used to do all these sorts of things.
Always knew where his meals were coming from, though, and his next clean shirt. But he took that for granted.
Looks like I mightn't be needed after all, love.
Oh, I suppose they'll both know what's wrong with it, and they won't believe a word I have to say.
I'll give you a bit of moral support, eh? Bit of backup.
Beats doing sums.
See, the trouble is, a lot of people look for a big problem, when really it's often something quite simple.
Well, I don't understand it. If it fires, but it won't turn over.
Yeah, but that's consistent with my theory, see? Look, if this is loose, the contact breaker inside the distributor, and there's a bad connection here at the low-tension terminal.
It's simple, then.
All right, lads.
Alan's your man, Heather. He reckons he's cracked it.
I think the fault lies at the coil, Heather. Bad connection.
Oh, then you could be right.
Well, the proof of the pudding. Tell you what, have you got a couple of minutes? If I solve it, it'll be for good.
Taxis must mount up.
Well, you sure you don't mind? It's very kind of you.
Look, I'm available if you want me help, you know, lad.
Look, if yours is a loose end, Bob, you can come and give me a hand. I'm measuring up for a new fence. Come on.
Yeah, all right, H. Protecting your property, are you?
I like people who just get on with it.
You're not going to just stand there chatting, are you?
No.
Good.
You wait to a woman's heart. Via the carburettor.
What, Alan? Oh, behave yourself.
It's feasible.
And Goofy. Now you come back here. Now press it out and sign it proper, will you? Or else just don't bother. It's all right by me, you know.
How's it going?
Oh, great. Look, we need another sheet of lines.
I'll do it in a minute, well.
Oh, well, Karen, is that about the meat boycott for tomorrow?
Yeah? Oh, it'd be great if people know what to expect.
Oh, we're not the teachers, eh, surely. I mean, they could come down on it, you know. And Fowler won't be any help.
Could be right there.
Well, cover it over or something. It's like jumping the gun, you know. And, well, I've got this feeling...
Oh, it's a hard life when you got problems, eh?
Oh, talk for yourself, eh?
I know when you're hard-pressed at work, you've got a lot to think about. But you've got to have a car you can rely on.
Well, I'm winding things up at the minute. I've got 100 different things to do. Thanks a lot, Alan. It's appreciated.
It's OK.
Fixed it, did you?
You just listen, mate. Aye, it does sound sweet, even though I say it myself.
It's meant that kiss for you, you know, not the engine.
Don't talk so soft.
It's hard for a woman to show a bloke she's got feelings. And she has. Make no mistake.
What sort of feelings?
Fun.
Edna. Curtains are drawn. Was George all right when he came home, do you know?
Well, Harry said he was just a bit late, that's all.
Oh.
Big fire down at the docks.
I know. I saw her in town. in the paper headlines.
Well, it's as you observe, love. He's safe in the land of Nod. Now then, which of you two ladies needs a porter?
I'll be all right when I get some air down me. I felt sick on the bus.
That's it. Take a good deep breath, right from the diaphragm. Mind you, it's worth the bus ride, isn't it? To be out in the open.
You can breathe out here. You can't in the town. Not in the centre, anyway.
Oh, you're right there, love.
Oh, it's very good of you to do this.
Oh, it's no trouble.
Just a cup of tea and a sandwich. Nearly £1 in money. I don't know how people manage to eat out.
Well, it's often a snack that costs the most these days. I used to like a good meal out when Sam were around for company, you know.
You could still eat out. You could eat out with us.
Oh, look, Edna.
Oh, just high tea, that's all. Tomorrow evening. I don't think a man should have to do for himself. Not all the time, anyway.
Hey, I can cook, you know. Tell you what I'll do. I'll prove it to you. Given that it's Shrove Tuesday, how about me making you some pancakes?
No, Harry wouldn't eat them. He says they'd lie on his stomach. I think he's got a weakness there myself. Mind you, where hasn't he?
Well, never mind then, love. But I will come to you tomorrow, if that's all right.
About 6 o'clock. Then Harry has time to digest his food, otherwise we both suffer. Him with the pain and me for causing it.
Well, bye then.
Bye. Ta-ta.
Ta-ra, love.
Oh, Harry, you made me jump.
I don't know why I live here.
You've been lurking, haven't you? Lurking outside.
Get off. The man can't walk in the bounds of his own garden.
I suppose you've heard I invited him to supper, since he's been deserted by that woman.
Some men have all the luck.
What did you say?
Are you making a cup of tea?
Yes, of course I am.
Because I want to have a word with you, and I'd thank you if you'd come and sit down. Now listen, I don't want you discussing my affairs outside this house. And that goes for me insides, as well as things that are strictly private. Things that are my concern and nothing to do with anybody else.
Kettle, Harry.
You stay where you are. And I don't think it's intolerable for me to ask you either. I mean, it goes against a person's pride.
That Rothwell woman's got the kids. They're going to have the tea with her, Trevor.
Spuds are ready. Crisp on the outside.
I'll have to get a knife.
Well, look, they're ready.
We'll stick them in the oven. I've loved these stupid things from town. We're going to sit down and have our tea on them in front of the telly.
I thought they were delivering them.
Oh, well, they were meant to be. But they didn't arrive, though, did they? And you pay more for delivery. So I went in the shop to point that out.
And you got yourself in an argument.
Some old bag said, take them. Take the lot. So I did.
I hope you got some money back.
Snotty-nosed cow said to me, there's no need to make an issue out of a petty sum.
True, isn't it? For us. I mean, we needn't worry so much now.
There. That's it. Oh, don't need standing up. You make me think of a giraffe. Oh,
Hey, kids aren't here.
No, Michelle.
Chips are in the oven.
Yeah, let's have a cuddle.
Coming to get you. Hey, what's wrong with the floor?
I'm too old, George.
Do I have to check the law?
Yes, you do. Every last one.
Shouldn't you be out cleaning?
Yes, I should. I've had to take the evening off because you need a minder. You can't be trusted, can you?
What do you think of the layout?
What, can we get through all this, you mean?
Yeah. You just put the exact time of the call there against the nature of the work, and that column's there for any comments, you know.
Beautiful. What's this, then? Incoming call 3:55 and then blank.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what was it, an heavy breather?
Another complaint about Jack.
Oh, no.
Look, it's simple, Sheila. Just don't send Jack on any more electrical jobs.
But he's down as an electrician.
I finished. Can I go out now?
No.
Yes, go on, but don't get back at midnight.
Thanks, Dad.
Well, are you going to explain?
Mum, can Alan come round and make some pancakes?
Oh, I don't know.
Aubrey's only hanging round outside.
Oh, say yes.
Oh, well, say yes. And Karen, don't let him come now, whatever you do.
And Karen, tell us the exact time he's coming, will you?
And shout it to our Damon.
OK.
Look, can we discuss this later? She'll be back in a minute.
We'll discuss it now.
Well, look, when you work with someone day in and day out for donkey's years, well, you get loyal towards them, don't you? Jack was just as hard up as the rest of us, but more so, in fact. So, look, Sheila, what I done for Jack.
Well, what have you done exactly?
Well, he's not an electrician. Not qualified, I mean. Oh, he's done a bit, otherwise I wouldn't have sent him. Anyway, when I knew he'd made a cock-up, I had a chance to put it straight. But you'd have booted him out, so, well, I just kept quiet about it.
You told me he worked at electrics at work.
He did, in the stores. In the electrical stores.
So I've been sending out a storeman doing rewiring at hairdressers where people could have been electrocuted.
Well, I'm glad you realise what's at stake.
I beg your pardon?
Well, damage and all that sort of stuff, it does go on, you know. I mean, I don't think you appreciate it.
Go on.
Well, I don't think you've thought this through properly, girl, have you? You know, just what you've taken on. I mean, it is complicated, Sheila, isn't it? But you've rushed into this without being properly prepared.
Rushed? Well, if I've rushed, I'll tell you why. Because every week I've got 5 mouths to feed. Every month there's a mortgage to find. And no, I'm not made up with this cleaning job. That's why I want this agency to work. And for that, the register's got to be right. And if people say they've got a skill, Bob, they've got to have a skill.
Stuff for the pancakes will be round in 20 minutes.
Oh, good heavens.
Well, look, I'm a fitter. That's my skill, not this sort of thing. And if you think I'm going to be a troubleshooter, I'll be no good at that if I've got to go crawling.
Yes, it does, because I want somebody to man that phone and butter up the clients. Not exactly your idea of a dream job, is it, kid?
No, you said it.
But now there's the extra income, George. Who says you have to be a fireman? You could work normal hours like normal people. And I wouldn't go cold every time I heard a siren. Or would lie awake at night listening to the wind and thinking it's burglars. And another thing, they never say fire, do they? In the papers, I mean. Blaze, they say. In capitals.
It was. Lit up half of Birkenhead. If you didn't have to put it out, you'd just stand there and marvel at it, truly.
But there has to be easier jobs, George. Even in a time like now. There has to be.
Through the smoke, I saw this old fella slumped over a bollard. No, he wasn't dead. He was dead drunk. But the smoke he was breathing was really foul. He was too far gone to notice. So I shifted him to somewhere safe. When he came to and realised, he wouldn't let go of my hand. You're a gentleman. You're a gentleman.
You'd saved his life, George.
Maybe. I do know there are nicer jobs.
You like the nasty ones.
Enough to make it not worthwhile changing. All jobs have their pressures, love. Even the really posh ones. Some would say especially the posh ones.
You're very thoughtful, aren't you, George? You wasted on a fireman.
Oh, no, the spuds.
All go.
Pardon?
All go for the modern woman.
I'm home now, Mr. Cross.
Yes, but what to? Not hot dinner on the table, that's for certain.
Look.
Look, you listen to me. Tomorrow, after work, you come round and have a wee bite with us. Tomorrow. Suit you?
Look, I really am quite organised, you know.
I know, love, but there's no substitute for company. And Edna loves having guests. Any kind of gathering, she'll have the doilies out. She really will.
Oh, I didn't realise.
Yes, and she'd hurt if you didn't turn up. She takes it personal.
All right, thank you very much.
Tomorrow.
Hey, there we go. Another one.
Well, does the fat go in now, then?
Yeah, but not too much. Remember, you mustn't fry them.
Yeah, sugar them over here.
No, on the table.
Karen.
Somebody's busy then, eh, girl?
Yeah, got loads on tonight.
Hey, she's busy in school and all.
Why, up on your third world soapbox again, eh, kid?
A bit.
Listen, you know how bad it won't be, and don't you? Don't go doing too many.
Don't worry, love. It's just a time-consuming process. Hey, Damon, we could do with a bit more battering here, lad.
Big day at school tomorrow.
Aye.
Start a boycott at the canteen. It's hamburgers, you see.
Well, it's not about the hamburgers, not really.
No, not really. It's more about, well, the way we decimate the rainforest, actually.
Well, you know what the other one decimates, don't you, Patcha? She decimates the welfare state. There'll be kids going to school with no breakfast inside them, you know, from homes where money's a little bit tight. And no chance of getting a school meal provided to make up for it.
Karen?
Kids in 1984, half asleep at their desks and the ones to the crust.
Karen, did I hear you right?
Just a minute, Sheila. That's what you want to protest about, because these kids will cost a dear, you know. Medicines, school bobbies, probation officers and all that stuff, to say nothing about the teaching that's being wasted.
Bob?
And what about all the untapped human potential, eh? Only got to take care, Mike, forced to join the army for the lack of a real alternative, eh? Well, I'll tell you what, she's starving brains. The very brains that could put the country back on its feet.
Alan, would you come in here a minute, please?
Right, Damon, take over. That'll be ace. Yeah?
Would you mind telling my family why you're here making pancakes?
Well, I thought it'd be a nice gesture. You know, something pleasant.
And because today's Shrove Tuesday?
Well, yeah. Yeah, but that's obvious, isn't it?
No, it's not obvious. Not to my Catholic daughter, brought up in a good Catholic home, that tomorrow is Ash Wednesday. And on one of the 2 days of the year, when no Catholic school serves meat, she's ordered a boycott of hamburgers. Or have I got the wrong end of the stick?
Hey, she's dead right, you know. Spot on.
Hey, Damon, don't leave him.
I was too busy with me petition. It didn't dawn on me.
Well, didn't anybody else notice? Are all Catholic kids like you?
I didn't publicise it, though. Well, not in advance.
Ah, well, you'll be all right, girl. You'll be able to back out.
Hang on. That's why I was first home from school tonight. She went round school sticking up notices everywhere. They'll be all over, won't they?
Yet they will. And the divvies like you'll be weighing themselves.
Aye, aye, Karen.
Right, here we are then. Pancakes up, and they're definitely vegetarian.
Shove off with your pancakes.
Shut up, Damon.
Be going in 10 minutes.
You what?
Get that fence in for you.
Ta. See you right later.
What depth are you sinking them to?
I've measured them yet.
Well, you should, you know. Say your fence posts are 5 foot long, you should sink them to a depth of 2.
You know something about them, do you?
Well, I did a bit of odd jobbing, you know, before I went to college.
You'd be in trim then, wouldn't you?
Well, downhill from 25, you know what they say.
Well, there's no harm in stopping the rot when the occasion presents itself.
All right. I'll give you a hand. I could do with losing a few pound.
You know, it's reassuring to a woman bulking a man. Yes, especially if he's the right build. And you are, aren't you?
Well, it's one thing looking strong, but it's another being strong inside. I think that's what she missed in me. I mean, Samantha.
You want to look forward, Alan. It's no good dwelling on the past. I mean, there's other fish to fry, and particularly on your own doorstep.
Are you on about this other business again?
Well, if the cap fits.
Look, I wish you'd stop it.
It's just what I see going on around me.
Well, can't you find something better to do?
It doesn't
make sense, George. You clearing rubbish out the car to put more rubbish in.
Fencing, Marie.
Dirty great planks.
I promised.
If you do any damage to that car...
I'll be careful, I will, honest.
What's he want a fence for, anyway?
Keep our kids off for a start. It's less wear and tear on us with him not complaining.
A fence all round the front. It's him, you know, not her. He'll want a parade in his nothings.
What?
His pantaloons, that's what it's for.
Oh, hello, Marie.
Michelle, you've just missed her, love. She's gone to the bank.
Hey, Terry, is there a car up at your place you haven't cleaned up yet?
Why?
I've got a bit of fencing to collect.
Hey, he's not in haulage. Valeton is in a different class. Besides, I want a word with him.
Oh, I could help you any road.
No, you come in and have a chat. I've been meaning to have a word with you, Terry. Tea and lots of toast, eh? Come on.
Wouldn't mind. Hey, you will have time to get the dinner, won't you?
Call up a chippy. Get for me as well. And George, don't kill yourself. All right.
Your camera looks dead, miss.
Yeah, well, no one's going to sign today, are they? Not when it's a veggie meal already.
It's all them stickers around the school. Hamburgers. Makes it look dead stupid.
It'll roll off, won't it?
Yeah, but she looks dead miserable to me.
Get me dinner, Dave. On your bike. Carla, tell him, will you? He thinks he's not allowed to eat anything.
We can eat anything we want.
Thinks we're banning food.
No, it's just the hamburgers. And anyway, that's not today. There's no meat today because it's Ash Wednesday today.
He's all confused.
Yeah, it's small wonder, isn't it? Go on, lad, go and get your dinner.
Yes, you mate.
Well, that's unfortunate, Karen. God knows what he'll tell his mum and dad.
Well, nobody's leaned on anyone.
He's a first year, Karen. He's a baby. He's just about learned to go by the book, and here's you telling him to stuff the book. It's hard, you know. Most kids just want to fit in. That's why when it gets to the older kids, so many of them queued up yesterday to sign your petition for you.
Oh, no, it wasn't just because the friends
No, not in some cases, no. 20% at the most.
Karen,
Well, go on, spit it out.
hamburgers on the menu for tomorrow. Honest, it's definite.
Well, I wouldn't go blazing that around. They won't know where they are.
Charming, I must say.
I'll leave him.
Well, what's he been sarky for if he's still on our side?
Maybe he's just not kind of mood, eh?
Hey! Do you want to smoke? One at a time, do you mind? Do you want to smoke?
You're pig ignorant, you.
What do you think? Is it going to rain or not?
Depends.
It's a lot to get rained on, Teddy. Depends on what?
Volcanoes. Volcanic dust, it can affect the climate.
I haven't seen any volcanoes on the news.
You'll be all right then, won't you? No, it's not raining yet.
I'm like a yo-yo with it sometimes. Hang it out, fetch it in. Makes it hard to concentrate.
So,
Right. Where was I?
you think it's Michelle's money I'm after, but really it's a body.
Oh, I know all about that.
You do?
What I mean to say is, you'd find me very sympathetic. I mean, I know it's tricky here, but with the house being crowded out and everything, for you to...
What? Come on, Marie, what?
Well, I mean, for you to...
To have me wicked way with her, you'd be right.
You're not helping me, Teddy.
Rain.
Oh, no, give us a hand. It's all their blinking stuff.
What, Gary and little George's?
Funny thing is, you know, I never wanted kids. But with having to bring up our Petra and Michelle, you don't have any childhood for yourself. It sours you against kids. You know, puts you off. And what with me mum not being strong, and me dad, oh, well, you were lucky if you saw him twice a year. Shore leaves in Southampton. Any alehouse would do.
Was he a seaman?
Yeah, a steward on the liners. Do you know, not even when my man died, he couldn't find it in his heart to get a train to Lime Street. We had a lovely day for it and all. There was wildflowers growing all over the place. Her grave was in the tatty part, you know. Oh, and I'm going to have to give up this interview, this talk. I'm getting sidetracked.
Leave it a minute.
You don't take it serious.
Oh, leave it a minute. Listen, look. Well, I really like Michelle. And, well, no, if anything happened, like, well, I'd stand by her and that. No, it's not whirlwind or anything like that. So if you're thinking, are we going to get shacked up together and she's moving out within the next few weeks,
Well, the answer's no, because I just can't see it.
You make me feel dead awful saying that.
Why? Because you're family. Well, it's only natural you want the space. Anyway, I fancied her long before. Before Petter died, and before she was due anything.
I hope it works out for you.
Hey, how come our Karen's refusing the food and you just eat more and more?
It's no good to cut down too much. It's like when people diet.
Yeah, you could go on with exit.
Why are you showing off, Damon?
Me? Me showing off?
Sure, I don't think any better of you.
Who?
You know who.
Anyway, look who's talking, sitting over there, grabbing all the attention.
You're owing attention, Damon, but not for me.
Yeah, but they don't know that, do they, Karen? You want to tell them about her? Lay into them about her.
Yeah, maybe she's chicken.
Oh, you think she's stupid, don't you? You reckon she's a bit cracked? Minds about some rainforest 5,000 miles away. Well, let her tell you what she minds. Go on, Karen.
Hey, Julie, not now.
Yeah, go on. Now's your chance.
Yeah, come on. Why are we waiting?
Damon, I'm warning you.
Why are we
Damon, that's enough.
Why are we waiting? Oh, why?
Just pack it up, will you? Oh, go on, yeah, it's easy to keep knocking things all the time, isn't it? Well, listen to this. You've heard of cancer, haven't you? Yeah, cancer. And you don't think that's funny because you may know somebody that's died of it. Maybe you might die of it when you get old.
I meant to tell about the
Yeah, what's that got
rainforest.
to do with forests, eh?
There's chemicals in trees and in plants. We could get drugs from those chemicals. Drugs that could cure cancer and other illnesses. But we're not busy trying to make drugs. We're too busy chopping down the trees and burning up the vegetation. We'd rather have a hamburger than find a cure for what kills 1 in 5. I mean, just think about it, eh?
There's some flowers somewhere else for eggs.
Oh, give over. I'm not pushed for pennies, love. I mean, I know I'm short on 1 or 2 things, but work's been quite good recently.
I really want to make a go of the agency, you know. I really do.
But you are organised now, aren't you, love?
Well, not really, no. Mind you, I'm going over to Heather's after. She's going to straighten me out on a few things.
Hey, as you're going over there anyway, Sheila, you wouldn't do us a favour, would you, love?
Yeah?
Well, it's more a question of sounding her out, really. See, it's that Harry Cross that's behind it, winding me up.
Well, what do you want to know?
If she entertains any thoughts... well, any thoughts of a relationship of a romantic nature.
With you?
I know it sounds a bit far-fetched like, but it bothers me all the same. You see, I wouldn't be able to reciprocate. It's far too early. And I know from Sam how thin-skinned you can get. See, even a small disappointment at this stage, Sheila, well, it'd come as quite a blow. And I wouldn't want to let Heather down.
No.
So, if you would tell her, please, that it's no use harbouring any thoughts.
Any thoughts? Will do.
Hey, you'll be tactful, though, won't you, love? See, I wouldn't want Heather to think that, well, that I thought, you know, that she'd been too forward.
Flaunting herself.
Aye, correct. Well, I'll rely on you then, Sheila. Thanks.
Feel free, love.
See you later.
See you then.
Look, you missed the point. I mean, if we sell stuff here in the West for killing insects, it's labelled clearly. It's labelled like poison. It tells you how to spray it on, what to wear, and so on, you know.
Well, that's their fault if they didn't read the instructions.
But sometimes there aren't any. Sometimes they're not even in their language.
So they get poisoned?
Yeah, they do get poisoned. Some of them die.
Yeah, but in the third world, Karen, there are loads of people. I mean, they're always having babies, aren't they?
Yeah, they do have babies, Julie. We kill them off too. They die from the powdered milk that we persuaded them to buy.
What? How can you die from powdered milk?
Well, it needs mixing exactly right. It needs sterile conditions.
Well, that's their fault.
They ought to be breastfeeding the babies, and that's what we ought to be telling them.
Yeah, but not everyone can breastfeed the babies, though. I mean, I know my sister couldn't, even though she wanted to.
Look, I know powdered milk's fine for us, but we've got stoves to boil things up on. We've got running water. We've got a lot that they don't have. We don't die of famine, do we?
There wasn't any hamburgers on today.
Oh, I know. They'll dish them up tomorrow. Anyway, it's like I said, Just thinking about what we do and how it affects other people. I'm just thinking about it, really.
I'll think about it, Karen.
You're best off acting purely as an agent, introducing the client to the workman. And that way you save yourself a great deal in invoicing, VAT returns and so on. I'd stick strictly to a commission-only basis. And invoice fully. Otherwise, the Inland Revenue will deem you to be sole employer of all those people on the register, making you liable for PAYE and national insurance. Oh, and let's have a look at this. If you had your columns like this. Date, client, person on the register, nature of the transaction, the amount going to the person on the register, and the amount going to you. All right?
Right.
Oh, is there anything else?
Well, it's only these two figures here.
Right, well, that one, the 17,500, that's what your turnover has to be before you're liable for VAT.
Oh. Well, what about that one then?
Oh, well, that one affects the people on the register. If they're earning less than that, then they don't have to pay their insurance stamp. Oh, and if they are claiming benefits, then they ought to let the DHSS know. I have to point you in the right direction, Sheila. It wouldn't be very professional of me if I didn't.
No, you're right. Well, I'm very grateful for your help, but I'm going to let you get your tea now.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm dining out this evening.
Oh.
Listen, Sheila, take these with you. They may be useful guidelines.
Right. Thanks very much, love.
Is there anything else?
Well, yes, there is, actually. I've been asked to have a word with you on behalf of Alan Partridge.
Alan?
Yes. He wants to know if you've got designs on him.
You're joking?
Well, I know it sounds a bit daft, love, but...
Sheila, I don't believe this. You're just friendly to someone, civil, and they assume that because you're on your own that you're desperate and somehow you're up for grabs.
Oh, well, I don't think Alan thinks you're up for grabs.
Oh, well, he may be feeling hard up, but I'm certainly not. I don't fancy Alan Partridge.
Well, I'm not surprised. Anyway, you don't have to worry, love, because he's not available. He's saving himself. Mind you, I'm sure a nod from you.
Oh, shouldn't laugh, really. He's been very kind to me over the last few weeks.
Anyway, I said I'd put the feelers out.
Oh, feelers from Alan.
I'm going.
Oh. I think to avoid any future embarrassment, I'll stay out of his way for a while.
I think that could be a good idea. See you, love.
Bye-bye, Sheila.
I'm not trying to cudgel you, Karen. I'm just saying you've had your triumph, so why go on?
Triumph?
That's what I said.
You're being sulky again, are you?
I came into this hall, you could hear a pin drop. You really got through to them, Karen. They were following everything you said. So I'm not being sarky, but I am asking you to think again. Forget about the boycott. Not the petition, not the display, just the boycott of hamburgers.
But why?
Well, I think they're prepared to do something about a real vegetarian dinner. If the approach continues to be correct.
Like softly, softly, eh?
Don't be so aggressive, Karen. Why do you have to fight all the time?
Because I'm so angry. There's so much crap about it, that's why.
I'll be through with her in a minute. Could you just wait outside a second? But Karen, I'll try to support you. I'm just saying I can see a point beyond which I just can't go.
I'll have to go.
Hey, you worked great this dinner. I felt I really got somewhere.
They're in. At least I hope they are.
Oh, so do I. I've been invited for a meal.
Have you? So have I.
Oh, it's a coincidence.
Yeah, it is a bit.
See, the fence is coming on.
Yeah, I've been mixing concrete for the posts. Quite satisfying, really. 2 shovelfuls of gravel, 2 of sand, 2 of cement. Magic formula. That's the amount per post, of course. Certainly taking their time, aren't they?
Ah, both together. Well, that is a
Coincidence. Heather just said.
Well, so it is. Don't let the cold in now.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Was he taking you off then? We're making a pass at you.
Oh, go away.
Hey, I was great in saying tonight. Scored twice. You didn't mind me acting a goat in that dinner time, did you?
You always do, especially if that Pat one's there.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is I don't care that much anymore. You know, acting up and that, it's become a bit of a habit.
I thought you said you weren't keen on her anymore.
Well, I'm not. Not like it used to be, anyway. She could be a big letdown, really.
Yeah, most people are.
What was Fowler saying, then?
David, just let me get on with this, will you?
Oh, you tell me, Mum, if she was here. I don't think it's right that she should be out.
Well, we manage, don't we?
I wish my dad was back in work.
It's doomed, you know. It was doomed from the start.
What is, Harry?
The train journey romance.
You didn't have one, did you?
What, let the train drive itself while I was playing footsie in the dining car? Give over.
Rocks about a bit, the dining car.
For what?
Footsie, you know. Well, I mean, you might get your direction wrong. End up with your foot in someone's lap. Wrong person, too. Sorry. Just a thought.
Not a very nice one, Alan.
No, apologise, Edna.
It's a fact. It can get people going. The rocking and vibration of a train. Exactly some terrible perverts on the Southern Line, I know that for a fact. Something to do with the spacing of the rails.
Anyone like fruit loaf or currant bread, if you know it as that?
Thanks.
I thought you said the train romance was doomed.
I think he meant it was limited by the journey.
That's it. Whereas the true foundation of romance is based on contact, day by day.
You can soon have too much of that.
Let's get the sentence out.
You can see what I've got to put up with.
Mind with no butter.
It's too rich for you with.
As I was saying, the true foundation of romance is contact, day by day. Like the contact we have with neighbours. Well, am I right or am I right?
That's a very nice shirt you've got, Alan.
Yeah, it's the right kind of texture for this time of year. It's sort of in-betweeny, you know. Feel.
He means you.
I didn't mean you, Heather.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I am rather pleased with it. I got it out of that catalogue of Michelle's.
Oh, did you? Oh, I've ordered something out of there for Harry.
What exactly?
Underwear.
Long johns. You've ordered me some long johns.
As a matter of fact, it's wife fronts.
Wife fronts?
Oh, want another cup of tea?
Actually, Mrs. Cross, I must be getting back now. I've had a lovely meal. Thank you very
You've
much.
eaten like a bird.
Manners.
Sorry, love. He makes me see red sometimes.
Aren't you going to walk the girl home?
Oh, yeah. Yes, of course.
Not that we begrudge the food.
No, no. Of course not.
Etiquette.
Well, thanks a lot, Edna. Lovely meal.
Thanks again, Mrs. Cross.
Bye-bye, love.
Very, very pleasant.
Etiquette.
Bye-bye.
That's what he knows about it, etiquette. What do we want with doilies? Aren't the plates clean enough?
First signs, you know.
Oh, we'll not repeat that again.
We most certainly won't.
Meddling in people's lives. You can't put chemistry where it doesn't exist.
We won't ask him again. He'll eat us out of house and home.
I think that's why we blow up so much, Harry.
You what?
The chemistry there is between us.
At least he walked her to her door.
It's all of 7 yards.
Thanks. I've never really been very good at it. Judging the social whatnot.
Climate? Temperature?
Niceties, I suppose. Only the more embarrassed I seem to feel, the more stupid the things I say or do to cover up. Only it just makes things worse.
Well, at least you go out to people. You know, I just tend to clam up. Politely, but clam up. Go back into my shell.
Chalk and cheese, really.
Us two.
Well, isn't that what we're saying? I think it is, you know.
I don't know. We do for the occasional natter.
Yeah, I agree.
And we both know what it's like to be gripped by our work.
Know what it's like to be ditched, too.
I wasn't.
Weren't you? Well, at least at one point, Heather. I know not at the end.
Yeah. I suppose it's easier for me to think of how it ended. I mean, decision time, when I ditched him.
Salvage more pride that way.
Well, there wasn't a lot of pride in what went on before, was there?
Sorry. I've upset you, Heather.
Yes.
I'd best go. I'll see you around.
The Jacksons.
Next door, mate.
Right, thanks. Hello, my pretty pet.
I don't believe this. George!
Well, aren't you going to ask me in?
What's up?
Oh, she's just a wee bit taken aback. You see, son, I'm her father.
We use the bathroom for shaving in Brookside, George.
That's just what I've come from. Just look at this razor.
Well?
You haven't shaved your legs with it, have you?
I'm making vol-au-vents. Don't be disgusting.
What are you doing making them?
I enjoyed him at Alan Partridge's wedding reception.
He didn't get married.
I know, but he had the reception. And I asked his mum for the recipe. I thought I'd do something a bit special, you know.
It's him. He's been trimming his beard.
Well, the disposables.
Michelle's got one of those ladies' electricals.
What are you getting at, George?
It's your dad. He's been using my razors.
Well, it won't be for long.
You're right. From now on, I'm keeping my shaving tackle in the wardrobe.
That's a bit strange, George.
Half as strange as this house is getting. When's he going?
I don't know, but we're going to have to be very diplomatic about it.
We can't carry on like this, Marie. He's a stranger when all's said and done.
He's still our dad.
Worse luck. Where's the twins?
At school playing football.
Where's Michelle?
Collecting on the estate.
Collecting what?
Catalogue money.
Bet she's got skin knuckles banging on them doors. If they find out she's after money, that estate will be like the Marie Celeste.
The what?
It was a mystery. An abandoned ship. We've got the opposite in this house.
Oh, George, what are you talking about?
We've got too many crew for the size of the place. We should never have let that council house go.
We're better off here.
The place is bulging at the seams. What does he want? That's what I'd like to know.
He told you.
And you believe that story?
Well, yeah.
He phoned an old mate who told him about Petra.
He was in Liverpool, so he tracked us down.
Yeah, well, I'll swallow that. But what is he after?
Karen. How's it going?
Great. I think we're really getting through to people, you know. Even Gizmo agrees with us.
Gizmo?
Gizmo Hawkins, he's a mate of our Damon's.
No, I don't know him.
Anyway, he's come over to our side and he's brought a lot more people with him. Well, you don't look very happy.
Well, you're doing a grand job, Karen. It's just that I've been sent for by he who must be obeyed.
The head?
Yeah, and I think it might have something to do with all this.
There is no rehearsal yet.
Yeah, sure. See you on Monday.
Oh, I don't think you can wait till Monday. I'll hang on for you.
Okay, if you want to.
I'll be in the sixth form centre.
Okay, I'll give you a shout when I come out, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're that keen on food, peel some spuds.
For chips?
Of course it's for chips.
Oh, great, I'm starving.
Hey, leave that alone. They're for tea.
Well, that's what I want, me tea.
Well, stop picking. We're going to sit down and eat this properly. Where's the kids?
Outside, terrorising the neighbourhood with a football.
George, you better get the kids in.
Oh, leave me out till the food's on the table.
Michelle, what did I tell you?
I'm not a kid, Marie.
Well, then stop behaving like one.
Look, I'm hungry. I had to wait ages for Gary and little George, and then they kept running off.
No, I feel sorry for you. I've only been cooking and cleaning all day.
It's the same with rats.
You what?
I saw a documentary on it. If you crowd rats in a confined space, they start to fall out and fight. Just like we're doing here through lack of space.
You can stop comparing us to rats this minute, George Jackson.
It's just the same no matter what you say.
Don't talk soft.
Overcrowded, all getting on each other's nerves. Scientists know more about rats than they do about human beings.
Well, I don't think they should be allowed to experiment on anything living.
But there's always one that comes out on top. A king rat.
I'm going to stop you watching those documentaries.
Look, all I'm saying is, he's going to have to go or we will.
Oh, it's not for long. He doesn't want to stay here.
He's doing a pretty good job kidding me.
Hey, you wouldn't go and leave me with him, would you?
Oh, you've changed your tune. Not so long ago, you couldn't wait to get us out.
I just don't want to be left alone with him, that's all.
He is your own flesh and blood, Michelle.
Yeah, well, he may be, but I don't know him.
Oh, he's harmless.
He's a nuisance. Keeps using my razors.
Don't talk soft.
So what are we gonna do?
You're gonna have to talk to him, Marie. Find out his intentions.
Yeah, you will, Marie.
Why me? Why not all of us?
'Cause your claws are sharper than ours.
George, get the kids in.
Dinner will be ready in 5 minutes.
You want a game, Dad?
Come on, you're not supposed to be playing here. You've been told off before.
We didn't get told off at the estate. Yeah, we want to go back. You're not as good as Grandad. He was going to play for Liverpool, but his knee went.
I wish I had a pound for every time I heard that.
Their father's joined them now.
Who?
George Jackson, out there kicking a ball about with his children.
Well, at least he'll supervise them.
Oh, it really is too much. Well, there must be a field close by where they can run about.
Come away from the window, Anna. Don't let them upset you. Oh, hello, Gordon, lad. Come in.
You're not too busy, are you? I can always come back.
Busy? No, not at the moment. As a matter of fact, you're the first person I've spoken to today.
Honest?
Yeah. Well, how's the world?
Oh, about the same. Reagan hasn't blown us all up yet.
Well, give him time. No doubt he will.
You sound very convinced.
Yeah, well, it's election year in the States, isn't it? Look what the Falklands did for Maggie. And no doubt the Yanks will want a bigger and better bang. Anyway, enough of this idle banter. What can I do for you, Gordon?
Computer time, in a word.
That's 2 words. But who's counting? Well, what is it?
Well, it's this statistical project I've got for school. I could have used my own computer, but it would have taken longer. I know yours isn't quite up to date.
Hey, it's as up to date as most. Anyway, you're my first client this week, and when I get one, I charge him a fortune.
Oh, well, I thought I maybe could use it myself.
Aye, You're welcome, lad. And I'll tell you what I'll do, seeing as you've got me going. I'll nip down the old shops and get some washing powder and stuff. But first, I'll get you started, OK?
Oh, yeah, great.
Which one are you?
All right, Daddy.
You get right. Well, you keep the cap on, then I'll know who's who.
Where'd you get your cap?
What?
Where'd you get your cap?
Oh, this. Oh, this is very special. I got this from the captain of the QE2.
You went on the QE too?
Did I say I was? No, the captain and I were very special friends. He gave me this as a keepsake, as it were. You know. He wanted me to join him. I mean, good seamen are hard to come by these days. He wanted me to help him with the ship.
What would you do on the QE2, Grandad?
Well, somebody's got to take care of the deck cargo, haven't they? Hmm?
Go on about the football.
The what?
The football that you were telling us about.
Oh, I went right. Where was I?
1939.
39, yes. Well, I said, no, I'm sorry. Sorry, I can't play for Liverpool. My country needs me.
What?
To repulse the Hun.
Who's she?
Who's she? He's only the one that prevented Liverpool from having the finest winger they might ever have had. That's who.
I thought it was because of your knee.
Well, so it was. Hitler shot me in it. You know, my playing days are over.
I reckon you're telling us lies, Grandad.
You cheeky little beggar. You wait till I tell your mother about this.
Should be cheeky to your elders, Gary.
You're quite right, little George. I ought to tan your backside.
You'll have to catch me first.
Of course, I blame the parents.
You're not as good as Grandad.
Dinner smells nice.
Just put the potatoes on. What are they doing out there now? Good gracious, there's that dreadful old man again. Looks as though he's talking to himself.
Tolerance, Annabelle.
Tolerance from you, Paul. Hello?
Come on, get your tea.
All right.
Yes, that's lovely. Right, see you tomorrow then. Thanks, bye. That was Robin Tate. He solved our eating problems for tomorrow evening. They've invited us for dinner.
And you've accepted without asking me?
Well, there's no problem, is there? We were dithering about where we were going to spend our money. Now we don't have to.
Won't be much longer, Karen. I'd like you to wait, if you could.
OK.
As soon as he wakes up, Marie.
And what exactly do you expect me to say to him?
Just that he's got to go.
It's the only way, Marie. That is our own flesh and blood you're talking about, you know.
He's been in a swan all afternoon.
And you've never done that, have you?
You never let me get away with it.
He's me dad, not me husband.
Hello? No, I'm sorry. He's not here at the moment. No. Yeah, who are you speaking on behalf of, please? All right. 26791. All right. Bye.
Leave the dinner, Paul. It'll be another half hour yet. Robin said he had something interesting to tell me.
Did he?
Don't you want to know what it is?
Not particularly.
Oh, stop sulking, Paul. We'll have a lovely evening.
Well, what was it then? Something important?
Don't know. Said he's going to talk to me about it tomorrow. Mysterious, isn't he?
Crackpot, if you ask me. What about the last time he was here? Have you forgotten that?
He's already apologised for his insensitivity. He didn't realise I was quite so ill.
Practically had to throw him out.
And this invitation is a tangible apology.
Sure you're up to it, Anna?
Of course I am. Everything's under control, as you very well know.
Well, we don't want anything flaring up again, do we?
Oh, stop making excuses.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
I was only going to give you another minute.
I'm surprised you stayed so long.
Well, was there anything about the campaign?
That's exactly what it was. I've been told to dissociate myself from the campaign and to tell you to take down the petition in the hall.
That's great. We must really be getting through to them. But did you say this was only the start, like?
No, I've said that this was the finish.
You what?
I've agreed to do what they said.
Who are they?
The head, the deputy head.
You've given in just like that?
No, not just like that, Karen. Nothing's as simple as it seems. You'll understand that as you get older.
But it was your idea.
Yeah, the exhibition on conditions in the third world countries, that was my idea, I agree. It was my idea and my job to raise the consciousness of students about underdeveloped countries.
Oh, but that's all talk, isn't it? Talk's cheap and easy. But when it comes down to actually doing something about it, you back off at the first sign of a bit of aggro.
Hey, now, settle down. Let me try to explain.
There's no need to explain. I understand, Mr. Fowler. It's number one first and to hell with the rest. Oh, it's all right making a living out the third world, but don't put yourself out.
Have you got 5 or 10 minutes to spare? Why don't we have a cup of coffee and talk about all this in a rational manner?
You won't persuade me.
No, I just want you to listen. That's all.
Does he want me to ring him back now?
No, he isn't in. It was his assistant. There's the details. It was pretty funny, actually, because his assistant thought I was your assistant. Before I knew it, she was giving me all the details.
Hey, you didn't tell him who you really were, did you?
No.
Good. Let him think me empire's expanding, eh?
She just said ring back tomorrow if you're interested.
No, I'm not really that keen on this type of contract.
Well, why's that?
Well, it's a high workload, low return job. It'd be just my luck to take it and a more lucrative offer come in.
Well, let me do it then.
You what?
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's not too far removed from my project. I could do it and you're not using the computer. Well, you could oversee it, be a sort of a subcontract.
Well, I can't do that, Gordon. It's my living.
Well, what have you got to lose?
Well, not a lot, I suppose. I'll tell you what I'll do with you. I'll split it 70-30.
Yeah, the 70 in my favour, of course.
No, mine. It's my equipment.
Oh, my labour. And I did take the message.
My contact. And that reminds me, I must get an answering machine. My final offer, 60-40.
No.
All right, then. Tell you what I'll do with you. 50-50, because I've got a lot of tax and VAT to pay.
Look, 55-45 in my favour, and you take care of the overheads. Well, is it a deal?
All right, then. But just this once. Now, I've got to go and finish washing them socks. Oh, by the way, it'll cost you £3 an hour. Rental.
There's only a handful of black school teachers on Merseyside, and God knows how many black school kids.
Exactly. You owe it to them. It's probably the same all over the country.
So, I make a big issue of this. And what happens?
Well, we get something done.
Karen, let's get this in proportion.
Look, 100 acres a minute are being turned over in Central America for the fast food industry. It takes £8 of grain to produce £1 of meat. So the peasants starve while the West gets fat and the big chain restaurant owners get richer and richer.
Yeah, I know all the statistics, Karen. I gave them to you, remember?
Oh, yeah, and I thought they meant more to you than just figures.
So, the head tells me to pack it in, right? I make a stand. I say the kids have got to know the facts. I'd get suspended.
You get a lot of publicity.
Yes, and people would say that black so-and-so's a right-stirrer. Told you they'd use the classroom for subversive activities. Bet you he's a communist. There are teachers on the dole, you know?
And you're frightened of joining them?
Maybe. But I'm also a realist, Karen. If I make a stink about this small issue...
Two-thirds of the world starving?
More like 3/4.
And you call that a small issue?
No, I call a small issue having an exhibition about the third world in the hall and some kids boycotting the canteen. You want me to get sacked for that? Do you think that would have done a lot of good? Next time a black teacher comes here for a job, they'll remember me. And it doesn't take much to put people off. I know that.
It isn't just the black people who care.
No, of course it isn't, Karen. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's better to dismantle the system bit by bit than get knocked down making grand gestures. It's better to stay within the framework of the educational system and nibble away at the prejudices and ignorance and apathy than get martyred in the cause of some hamburgers.
Don't make fun of me.
I'm not making fun of you, Karen. I just want you to realize how other people see this.
I wish you'd told me that before I stood up in the canteen.
Ah. Oh, it's nice to have your family about you. You know, somebody to talk to. Mind you, one of your kids has got more lip than a tribe of pygmies.
Oh, that's a horrible thing to say.
Well, it's true. Gary it was, the one with the cap.
I didn't think you should be talking about my kids like that.
Well, I was thinking more of the pygmies.
You know, in your day, kids were brought up to respect their elders.
Now, just hang on a minute. We brought ourselves up. You were never there.
Oh, do you think I like that? I mean, what could I do? You know, I had to make a living, and the only way I could do it was on the ships. I hated every moment that I was away from you. You three girls and your mother. Where's George of that paper?
He won't be long.
Oh. Well, you'll have a word with the boy, will you?
All right. But seeing as how we're having words, can we ask you a question?
Certainly, my pretty pet.
How long are you staying?
Oh, don't be subtle about it, Michelle. Why don't you just come right out and ask me? First time for years I've had family about me. Just let me savor the moment, will you? If only the circumstances that brought us back together had been more pleasant.
It's just that we're overcrowded.
Overcrowded in luxury like this?
Dad?
Do you remember Grove Street, Marie?
How could I ever forget? 2 up, 2 down. Shared toilet down the yard.
Yeah, who'd have thought we'd have ever been sitting in a place like this? Oh, that big stone sink, you know?
There was no hot water then, was there, Dad? Not there.
All 3 houses up, they got gas heating in it. They're a geyser.
Yeah.
Such luxury.
We all went to see it.
How was the next door but one? What was her name?
Oh, I knew you mean. She used to clean and pluck chickens.
Oh, yes, and lay out the dead.
That's right.
Oh, well.
What did her husband do?
Oh, he was a clerk. He was a snivelling little man.
No, he used to do something else to make money.
Huh? Oh, yes, he used to buy up insurance policies when people couldn't make the payments. He must have made a fortune. Oh. Oh, thank you, George. Thank you. We've just been having a wee chat about the past, you know, memories. Memories. Now, don't be too hard on the boy, Marie, but he must be taught respect.
It wasn't me, Mum.
Wasn't what?
Don't you be so cheeky to your granddad.
I'm not.
Oh, what's he been doing?
Oh, he's just been a bit lippy, that's all. The one with the cap.
It's not funny, George.
They've been tormenting everybody with it all week. They take it in turns wearing a cap. One's polite and one's a villain, then they swap round. And you've fallen for it.
You little beggars.
That's your grandchildren you're talking to.
Yeah, well, you can't tell which is which.
Has anything been decided?
About what?
About the house and that.
We haven't got round to it yet.
Have you been plotting behind my back?
Hardly plotting.
Well, I'll lay it on the line, shall I? Well, we don't want any bad feelings or misunderstanding, do we?
That's true.
Right. Right, well, I don't mind you staying here just as long as it takes you to find alternative accommodation.
Us move out.
Aye. Petra's my daughter. In the eyes of the law, this is now my house and my car. Well, you know, I don't want to throw you out in the streets. As I say, take as long as you need to find somewhere else. In the meantime, George, you may continue to use the car, but that's my permission first. Well, you can just run me down to the Swan. I'll read the paper down there. I'll give you more room, won't it? I'll just use the bog first.
Right, dear. Be right there.
Have you seen my hairbrush? I said, have you seen my hairbrush?
No, dear, I haven't.
I wonder what's going to happen to it. I used to have this trouble when Lucy was at home, but I wouldn't have thought I would now.
Perhaps Gordon.
I hardly think so. Didn't you hear me call down to you? Bathroom's free.
Yes, I answered you.
Well, then off you go, then.
I'm not a gun dog, Annabelle.
Whatever's the matter with you?
Goodness knows why you need a hairbrush. You've been at the hairdresser's all afternoon.
Just the final touches. There's no need to be so irritable. I've ironed your best shirt. It's on the bed.
Surprised you haven't hired top hat and tails for me.
There you are.
All this trouble.
Trouble? We're just going for an evening out with friends. They're the ones who are going to all the trouble cooking dinner for us.
You shouldn't have accepted without asking me first.
We've been through all this before. We'll have a lovely time.
I'd sooner have a boil on my neck than spend an evening with Robin Tate.
You do say the silliest things. We'll have a wonderful evening.
You seem to be enjoying yourself.
Yeah, I am.
How's it going, then?
Oh, as per schedule. It will be cash, won't it? A cheque might be a bit embarrassing.
Hey, you're learning fast.
Well, it's a young person's industry, this.
I know. Fastest growing, fastest dying industry.
Can't be both.
It can, if you're in it for a living, and every house in the country's getting its own expert very quickly.
I see what you mean. Mind you, I think there'll always be jobs for people like you.
Don't be too sure.
Yeah, of course there will. There's a world of difference between this and Space Invaders.
Look, if your dad had a small business, right, and he wanted his accounts put in on a disc, who do you think he'd ask to do it?
Oh, me, I suppose.
Exactly. You should take a look at the advertisements in my field. Do you reckon you're burnt out at 25? Now then, how old are you?
15.
It's frightening.
Do you fancy some banana and raisin wine?
No.
What about banana and blackcurrant?
Oh, yes, please, Dad. That'd be lovely. It'll help to make up for not letting me go to Saffron and Walden to see me little boyfriend.
Oh, no, it wouldn't.
Ah, so you can talk, can you?
I don't know why you've got to be awkward, you know. I don't know why you had to start your own brew thing. You and I did me cleaning up.
Your mother asked you to do the spring cleaning of the cupboards. You're just a bit early, that's all.
Well, I'd nothing else to do, so I thought I might as well.
Ah, did you want to be on your own, to have a little sulky sulk?
I'm not sulking.
Hey, don't throw them out.
You can make wine out of practically anything.
Oh, it should be shamrock wine this week then, shouldn't it?
Oh, very droll. Glad to see you haven't lost your sense of humour.
Responding very well to feed. There were plenty of
Marie, have you seen my new tights?
No.
Well, I left them in the bathroom.
Well, I haven't touched them. You should leave your own things in your bedroom.
Well, I do, but this time I didn't.
Responding in the same sort of numbers.
What's this programme about?
I don't know. It's a documentary. There's nothing else on.
I don't know.
Hey, the twins wouldn't have taken them, would they?
Taken what?
My new tights.
What for? They're only 10.
Well, they could be robbing a bank.
Anyway, they're at Angela Davis's for the night.
Angela Davis, has she given you my catalogue money yet?
No.
Where's Dad?
He got George to run him up the betting shop.
You got any tights I can borrow?
Come on, I'll have a look.
Don't be too long, Paul. I said around 7:30.
I'm trying to find my medals.
Your medals?
I thought it was such an important evening, I ought to put on the full Monty.
For a moment, I thought you were serious. You look very smart.
So do you, Anna. Sure you still want to go?
Of course. Shall I drive or will you?
We'll compromise. I'll drive there, you drive back, all right?
Grossly unfair, but all right. Leave the lights for Gordon.
Dorothy,
Correct.
shampoo.
Bless you.
You know what I mean.
Is it the password for today?
No, it's the stuff I use for washing my hair. I can't find any. They'll be here soon.
That's because you haven't bought any then.
Me?
Well, you said you'd get it as you were near the shops this afternoon. Use washing up liquid.
Don't be ridiculous.
Well, I do sometimes.
You know I only ever use one brand.
Mind you, I don't have to be so fussy because I don't have a little bald spot.
Neither have I. I just have a large crown.
Then I suggest you either use washing up liquid or dash down to the chemist before they close. The detergent's fine, honestly. As long as you don't get it in your eyes.
I'll dash down to the shops.
Well, you've got time if you hurry.
How's the dinner?
Coming along.
Still think it's a weird choice of menu.
You cook, you choose. I cook what I enjoy.
Just a little esoteric, I thought.
That would mean it was secret and mysterious, taught to a select few. I think you probably mean it could have a limited appeal.
I should never have married a headmistress.
You didn't. You married a secretary.
This is pathetic
What is?
and embarrassing.
What?
You only started doing your own brew butters when I started me cleaning up.
So?
So it's embarrassing.
Karen, you're my only daughter.
Oh, what's that got to do with anything?
Karen, love, you might be leaving home in a couple of years, mightn't you? I don't want us to keep falling out over these stupid things.
Going to see Mike isn't stupid.
You mightn't think so, but I can see a lot wrong with it, love.
But Dad, I'm 17.
I know, and I'm 46. Come on, trust your old dad, eh?
But you're treating me like I was just a little kid.
No, I'm treating you like the daughter I love the bones of.
It's not fair.
Well, life isn't fair, is it? I mean, when you were born, someone didn't come to you and say, Karen, grant everything in your life's going to be lovely. They don't even do that with royalty, love, do they?
But why can't you trust me, eh? Why can't I go?
I do trust you. But what about an army camp full of squaddies?
I can look after myself.
On an army camp? You're joking, girl. It's like Butlins full of head cases.
Oh, that's what you think of Mike, is it?
No, I think Mike is one of them poor unfortunates who couldn't get a proper job and he's joined the army, love, for the water skiing.
Then why you stop me saying it?
Karen, I'm not stopping you seeing him, am I? I'm just stopping you going down to an army camp.
This time next year, you won't be able to stop me doing anything because I'll be of age then.
Well, this time next year, you'll be able to go down then, won't you, love? Look, Karen, love, I know our Barry like the back of my hand, don't I? Take 20 years off me and you've got him. But you're not like that, love. You're a little bit different, aren't you? You've got a better chance than a lot of us put together.
Oh, what's that supposed to mean, eh?
I mean, talk to me. Not just be friends and all that kid stuff. Tell me what you're thinking. Look, you came home from school last night. You were late and you were upset. No, you didn't go down the house blubbering, but I can tell, love, I know you. But But because you've got a cob on over Mike, I couldn't even discuss it with you in front of the others. Look, I'm only doing this homebrew, Queen, so I can be close to you. Because I know if I get in your way often enough, you're going to have to talk to me. I was after a confession night from an old man to his lovely little daughter.
Wait, Dad.
If I had a proper job, I wouldn't be doing the homebrew, would I? I'll probably never drink it anyway.
Stinks.
I know, I'm a fitter, not a brewer. Come on. What happened at school?
I'll go. Hello, Karen.
Yeah.
Postman's done it again, I'm afraid. Got our numbers muddled up.
All right,
Here, leave
thanks.
it with you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There's holes in them, Marie.
Where?
At the top here.
Well, if anybody sees there, they won't be complaining.
That is not the point.
Where you going, anyway?
St Helens.
Oh, I thought that had closed down years ago.
Hello.
Where have you been?
In fine company and good form. How are my two girls?
All right.
Look, don't bother to serve my tea out just yet. I need a little rest. You see, the change of air has got to me. George, you see me upstairs?
Upstairs?
Yeah, well, I don't want to clutter your lounge up. I'll eat in an hour, right? And I've got something important I want to say to you two girls.
Oh, I'm going out.
Not for an hour. Your father's got something important to say to you. George, see me upstairs.
Come on.
Aye.
I'm supposed to be going out.
Best wait for an hour, Michelle.
What's he gonna say to us?
Where have you put him?
On the kid's bed. If he can get up in an hour, I'm in line for a knighthood.
Any idea what this announcement's gonna be?
Oh, yeah, he's talked of naught else.
What is it, then?
An extension. Out into the back garden.
He's serious about staying.
George, tell us you're joking.
A 2-storey extension, a sort of a granny flat, but he'll still use the bathroom and kitchen.
I gave up my flat for this.
We gave up our council house, and tomorrow I'm going downtown to try and get it back.
He's no right.
He's been talking to some fella down the pub. He's next of kin. He reckons he's every right.
We're not giving this place up for him. There has to be a way.
What's that, love? You all right, babe?
Mike doesn't want me to go and visit him.
Well, that's all right then, isn't it?
No, it's not. Because he doesn't want to see me again. Ever.
Ah, Karen, love, I'm sorry. What can I say, eh?
Oh, you must have more than that, George.
And how are we supposed to get out tonight?
We don't if it means giving me Dad enough money to put him up in a hotel until we can think of something else.
That'll cost a fortune.
Do you want him here permanent?
You must be joking.
The longer he stays here, the more he's going to try and take over.
Yeah, going upstairs is only the start of it. He'll be after the big bedroom next.
Well, I suppose you're right. How much do you think it's going to cost?
Well, you can get bed and breakfast near Mount Pleasant for £9 a night.
How do you know?
I just do, that's all. But there's 7 towards it.
Oh, come on. It's got to be enough for at least a few nights.
That's all I've got. I am on the dole, you know.
You had £40 this morning.
How do you know?
I saw you counting it.
Yeah, well, that's my catalogue money.
Well, it's only till George can go to the bank on Monday.
Hey?
You know that money you've put by for a rainy day? It's raining.
Monday first thing, or I'm in bother.
Oh, stop moaning. I didn't charge you for the tights, did I?
Hey, I moved a pair of tights from the bathroom.
Oh, did you? Well, they're mine.
Sorry, I thought they were Marie's.
Where are they now?
In our wardrobe next to my shaving tackle.
We're going to have to get rid of me dad soon, before George cracks up completely.
Here, you need this.
Right. As soon as he wakes up, you tell him about the hotel business. Only don't make it sound as if we're putting him out on the street.
Why me? Why don't you tell him?
Oh, it's better coming from you. Besides, you're the one that's going to have to run him into town.
Hey, he mentioned he might sell the car to pay for his share of the extension.
His share?
That's what he said.
And who's going to pay for the other share? Oh, don't answer that. This is a nightmare.
Right, I'm off then.
You're not. You're going to stay here and talk to him like we have to do.
But I'm going to miss my lift.
Oh, George will run you there later, if he's still got the car.
You'll have to answer it, Robin.
I can't. You'll have to go.
Robin, I'm busy.
I'm not decent.
They are your guests.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Ah, hello, come in. Good evening.
Sorry, Robin, we must be far too early.
5 minutes late, actually. I couldn't find any shampoo.
How are you, Robin?
Fine, Annabelle, and you?
Oh, fine.
She shouldn't be overdoing things.
Oh, I'm all right, really I am.
I'm glad to hear it. I really felt awful about last time.
Oh, you went to know I wasn't feeling very well.
Right, come on, in you go.
Thank you very much. I didn't know what was on the menu, so I brought rosé. Pre-budget.
Oh, thanks, Paul. Actually, it's curry. I hope you don't mind.
No, not at all.
That's a pleasant surprise, isn't it, Paul?
Let me get you both a drink. What will you have?
Gin and tonic, please.
Dry sherry, please. That's the reason for the headgear, is it, Robin? Curry?
Pardon?
The, Gandhi impersonation.
Oh, I see. Very good, Paul.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Oh, hello. Have you finished then?
Yeah, for today.
Hey, you got really stuck in there today.
Yeah, I've enjoyed myself.
Good. What are you going to do tonight then? Sit up with your feet in front of the telly or a night on the tiles, eh?
Television, probably. Mum and Dad have gone out to dinner, so got the house to myself.
Don't you mind fending for yourself?
No, I quite like it, actually. I'll probably write to Lucy.
Oh, yeah. How is she?
Oh, very well. We might go over to Paris at Easter to see her.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do something like that soon.
What, go to Paris?
Well, anything, you know, just something for a change. Learn to fly. Nip over to Australia and watch the rugby league test matches. I might even buy myself a dog. Staffordshire Bull Terrier. I've always fancied one. But, well, my mum would never have one in the house, you know, and Sam wasn't very keen.
Well, sounds like a good idea, seeing as you work so much at home.
I'd probably never get any work done, though. I'd be playing with the dog all day.
Do you go out in the evenings much?
Well, not much. I might pop out tonight, you know, taking a show, maybe a movie.
Yeah? Well, I'll be getting off then.
See you, Gordon.
Yeah, see ya.
Take care.
Aye, Queen. That's the way to do it. You going out?
Well, I might give Susie or Pauline a ring, you know, see what they're doing. Well, then again, I might drag you down the Swan for half an hour.
Away, I could be tempted, you know.
Oh, go on then, go and get your coat on. And hey, I'm not sitting in the bar, I'm going to sit in the posh half.
Quite right. Just go and smarten myself up.
Oh, and don't worry, I won't tell me mum. Delicious curry, Dorothy.
Yes, you must give me the recipe sometime.
Do you cook?
Occasionally.
Not often enough.
Oh, I enjoy cooking this sort of thing.
I've always been a meat and two veg man myself.
Afraid Robin's not very adventurous about food.
I'm enjoying this.
Good. I'd love to visit India. There's a fascination about it.
It's a marvellous place. Tremendous variety. It's a land of great extremes.
Have you been there?
Oh, yes. I was there just after the war.
Whereabouts?
Oh. Bangalore, Mysore, Uttarakhand, Cochin. I got about a bit.
You must tell me about it.
I'm sure Paul doesn't want to talk about that now.
Oh, on the contrary. It's a country I have very fond memories of.
Right, George, it's time to wake him.
Oh, do you not think...
No, George, this is a man-to-man job. It'll be all right, Michelle.
Well, I just hope I can still get to the party.
There's more to life than enjoying yourself, you know.
Oh, I know. Things like marriage.
George does have his uses.
Then I swapped the glamour of the East for a job as production manager back home.
That must have been a big change for you.
Talking of new horizons.
Where were you a production manager?
Petrochem, over on the Wirral.
You're joking.
No, why should I be?
Dorothy used to work there.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Isn't it?
Which department?
I started in the typing pool and then became Barry Potter's secretary.
And over on the sulphuric acid plant?
Yes. Cost me a fortune in tights.
Well. You must know Jimmy Smith, then.
Very well. I gather he hasn't lost any weight.
Oh, probably never will. Jeff Howard, Johnny Cunningham.
That's right. Wonderful place to work.
Would you two mind if I had a word with Annabelle in my study?
Did Jimmy Smith ever get married, do you know?
Not that I know of. I think he was on to a good thing living with his mother.
It's been a long time. It must be all right if they're chatting so long. He's reasonable, you know, deep down.
You frightened me. You get me out of my own house.
Whatever did you say to him?
Exactly what you told me.
What sort of family would throw their own father out?
Maybe George didn't explain it properly.
Oh, he explained it all right, out in the streets.
Only until we get organised and it isn't onto the streets.
Aye. Right, well, you lot, out.
You are?
Yeah, we'll see who's throwing who out.
Now, Dad.
Don't you dad me. Out.
George, do something.
Now, look here.
Out. See how it suits you.
I'm not going out.
You get out.
Oh, come on, look, we might as well go until he calms down, eh?
Come on, it's the only way. You've got what he's like after a drink.
This is stupid.
And that's how he came to live at Brookside.
And have you got used to the change now?
Oh, yes. They're a friendly enough bunch on the whole.
Paul, Robin's going to stand for the council at the next election.
Oh, very good.
And he wants me to be his election agent.
Oh, well, that'll keep you off the streets.
Oh, no, on the contrary. Well, canvassing and everything.
It was a joke, Anna.
Right, let's have a drink to a successful team.
We're talking about a successful team. Do you remember the year we took a cricket team down to head office?
That's right. Didn't they win or something?
We certainly did. Paul Collins was captain.
Really?
Dad, come on, let us in. Let's talk about it.
How's it feel to you to be a victor, huh? This is my house, and you'll only get back in under my conditions.
Right, I'm going.
No, you're not.
At least give us the car keys and we can sit inside.
That's my car as well.
Dad, let us in this minute or you'll get no tea.
Who'll get no tea? I've got all the food I need in my house. You sure there's gonna go hungry? You just think about that, huh?
Come on, George, we can't stay out here all night.
We can't just drag him out.
What's going on? He's locked us out of his house.
It's a bit odd, Petra leaving in the house to him.
Well, it says by rights, isn't it?
What does the will say?
What will?
Petra made a will out, you know. Roger persuaded her to after Gavin's death, and he dealt with all her business. Has no one been in contact with him?
Marie, there's a will.
Where?
Roger has it. Didn't the bank need it?
Well, it's all standing orders. They said nothing needed sorting out at the moment.
Oh, Will. Right, that'll sort him out. Do you hear that, Dad? Our Petra left a will.
Yeah?
Could Sheila use this?
I think so, yeah.
Good. Forgot to cancel.
Where are you going?
I'm off to Ireland.
See that fella again?
Oh, thoroughly. Possibly.
You flying?
Yeah.
How are you getting to the airport?
Getting a taxi.
I'll give you a lift if you want.
Well, you haven't got a car.
Use yours.
No insurance. Name drivers only.
I'm getting one later on this afternoon.
Bye, Barry.
No, honestly. What time are you leaving?
12:30, but don't bother. I'm getting a taxi.
No, it's no bother, Heather, honestly. See you later.
He's coming.
Right. George?
What?
Be firm.
Right.
Davy, can I just...
Oh, George. Are you all right, Harry? Yeah, take this from me, Sam, right? Yeah. What's it?
It's your bag.
Get away. What's it doing here?
George?
Look, we were wondering...
We weren't wondering anything, George.
No, right, we weren't wondering. Look, Davy.
Oh, for God's sake, look, it's for you, you're leaving.
Says who?
I says.
I'll be the one who decides when I leave, gal.
Aren't you in for a treat?
What's happened?
The will's come.
Oh.
Thought you'd be pleased.
Well, why shouldn't I be pleased? Apple of my eye, that gal was. You think I'm worried in case she'd forgotten me? Her only father,
Shall I read it?
Yes, you do that. God rest her poor soul.
We have to hand the last will and testament of Mrs. Petra Mary Taylor, née Jones, a copy of which may be forwarded to you upon request. The substantive text of the document is as follows. 1. I appoint Roger Huntingdon of 9 Brookside Close, Liverpool, to be the executor of this will. 2. I devise and bequeath all my estate, both real and personal, whatsoever, subject to the payment of my debts and funeral and testamentary expenses, jointly unto Mrs. Jackson of 169 Brookland South, and Miss Michelle Jones of 10 Brookside Close, Liverpool. You're not mentioned.
Who the hell does he think he is, this Roger Huntingdon?
The executor.
Oh, I'll execute him.
He's not.
Hello?
What's the game, girl?
I beg your pardon.
Ah, she'd better. What's this husband of yours up
Am
to?
I leaving my house?
Is he some kind of comedian? Because it's as plain as the nose on your face that he's not a solicitor.
If you don't get out of my house, I'm going to call the police.
You call him. Because it's clear he must be lining his own pockets.
How dare you?
Oh, what are you up to, eh?
I'm gonna send this to grief stricken father.
Oh, she doesn't know anything about it.
Oh, she's his wife, isn't she?
Do you mind? Will the pair of you get out of my house?
A mistake has been made, and I'm not leaving here till it's sorted out.
He's left her. He doesn't live here anymore.
Left her? What kind of solicitor would desert his own wife?
Any more?
Sorry about this, Heather.
Will you get out of here? For God's sake, it's not our house.
I'm not leaving here till I've seen this tuppenny halfpenny villain. How can I get hold of him now?
He's a solicitor. He doesn't work on a Saturday.
Well, where's his house? What's his phone number, gal?
She doesn't know.
Who the hell does she know?
Grab him, George.
Right. Let's get out of here, will you?
Not till this is sorted out.
Look, let's argue about this somewhere else, eh?
Look,
Right! That is it. That's enough. Out! The lot of you, before I call the police.
All right, George.
Go on, get out!
Come on.
All right, George.
cheer up, will you? You might get spotted tomorrow by the scout. What? From the county com. He's watching our match tomorrow. Who says? Eric. Oh, hey, well, that's it. No ale for me tonight, sir. Thing is, that wasn't all he said. Yeah. Well, come on, smart ass. What else did he say? What else did he say? Oh, yeah, he said you mightn't be playing. Oh, why, yeah. You're joking, aren't you? No. Well, who else is he going to play, Terry? Kinsella? Kinsella? Yeah. He's thinking of playing him up front. Up front, Terry? He's a yard dog. Yeah. He wants a bit more bite. Oh, very funny. I'll kill him. And you. Who are we playing tomorrow, anyway? Newton. Oh, no. What? Well, who plays for them? He used to play for us. Cunningham. Better get your shin pads out, Terry. Hey?
All right, lads.
Hi, Tommy. Hi, Tom. Yeah, something we can do for you, mate?
I'm doing something for you, buddy.
That's nice, isn't it?
Bit of work for you.
What? It's not a spot on, that.
Ah, I'm a Virgo, see.
Why?
You won't be extracting the Michael by any chance, would you, lads?
No, Tom. No?
Oh, very wise. No, Virgo's perfectionists, you see. So I want to see that car shining. I'm taking my night out in it next week.
Oh, we'll do it right now for you.
No rush, Terry. As a matter of fact, I'd prefer it to be off the road for a week.
Why is that?
That's no question, son. You get told no lies. Just have it sparkling, eh? There's a bit of a mess on the back seat. Clean that up and all. Phone in there?
Yeah.
So.
Hey, what is it? I think it is, sir. You think it's what? I think it's blood. That's it. I get my own little business going, my own few bob, then you come in and I'm mixed up in all sorts. Oh, well, we talk to him. You'll talk to him and tell him he's not on. No one tells Tony McCardle, Teddy. Look, Barry, I'm not getting mixed up in that. I'll phone the busies first. Look, shut up, will you? It's coming back. All right, was it, Tom?
Yeah. 10p for the call.
Oh, it's very good of you.
Well, it's big time, wasn't it?
Tommy.
Yeah?
No can do, mate.
My ear's deceiving me, Paddy.
Oh, look, give us a break, will you, eh, Tommy? I mean, that's out of our league, that.
What is?
That there on the back seat, Tom.
You think I'll knock someone off?
Well, what is it?
Blood.
Oh, God.
Pig's blood.
What?
Pig's blood.
Hey, hang on.
Yeah?
Well, why do you want it off the road?
I've told you. Pinocchio.
Well, look, I'm sorry, you're not on. There's nothing down for you.
Do you know who you're talking to, son?
Yeah. I don't want to get mixed up in anything bent.
You are. You're a tea leaf, you. Victor put me onto you.
Well, that was in the past.
Barry. Tell you what I'll do with you. I could lean on you.
Oh, yeah, I know you could,
But I won't. I'll have a word with Victor. I believe he still owes you for some perfumes left over from last Christmas, eh?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Well, I'll get in the cough up. You do me car for me. That way you're lucky twice over.
Hey, how's that?
Well, you get 150 from Victor, and he gets to keep his legs. Right?
Right.
Right. OK, then 12 o'clock next Saturday outside the Adelphi. You have it for me. Spotless. Take your ma to see the Grand National.
Oh, yeah. Nice, Tom.
See ya.
See ya. Plum pot.
You try and make a decent life for yourself, get on well with the neighbours, and you have to kick off like that.
You call yourself a father?
Look, can't we just talk about this?
Oh, shut up. He left us out in the cold the other day for near on an hour.
Oh, Jack Yellow's only having you on.
Yeah, well, we're having you out. Go on. Out.
All right. All right. I can take a hint. But you just remember, you won't rest. I'm going to get the best legal minds in Britain.
Meet any of them down the social, do you?
All right, yeah, all right. But you just remember, he who laughs, laughs, laughs. Last. All right. All right. Right.
Where's he going? Where you going? Where you going? He's locked himself in the bathroom, George.
Yeah, well, I didn't really think you were that sort, Barry.
What sort's that, Vic?
Telling tales to Tommy McCardle.
Not me, lad. Not Terry either.
Who then?
Dunno. Frightening, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I've had a word with Tommy.
Huh?
There's nothing down for him. Did I say something funny?
Hilarious. One knife in me sky now, Vic.
Cash flow crisis.
Tough.
No, I'll have to pay you in kind.
What kind of kind?
Videos.
No, I want the money.
Can't do it.
Well, tell Tommy that.
I already have. And he agrees. Phone him if you like.
All right, I will. Go ahead, what?
I'm getting 6 of them. 70 quid each. And you can have them for 200.
Well, where do I get the 150 from, like?
Cash off your clients, cash with order.
No, just give us the 3 and then we're straight.
Job lot.
Where?
Pick them up at ours next Saturday.
Well, how, like, I've got no transport?
What do you call that?
Oh, get lost. Do you know who that is?
Yeah. But what he doesn't know won't harm him, will it? See you Saturday.
Money.
What?
We'll give him a few bob.
We'll give him nothing.
Your catalogue money.
Oh, not again, Marie.
Only to borrow. And if that doesn't work, we'll take the door off the hinges and drag him out. Well, go on.
Me?
Yeah.
Start off with 20.
Dad?
Not there, you daft melt. Go up and tell him. And if this doesn't work, we'll get Teddy, but not Barry Grant.
Dad?
Yeah.
You can't stay in there forever.
Why not?
You got to eat.
I don't mind going hungry for a principle. Oh, I'm sorry, because you lot wouldn't know anything about principles, would you?
They'll give you some money.
How much?
50 quid.
You were supposed to start at 20.
50?
Yeah.
They haven't got 50 quid.
Michelle has. Her catalogue money.
It's not enough.
Yeah, what?
I said it's not enough.
Now listen in, you!
If you think you can blackmail us, you've got another thing coming. We're gonna drag you out of there.
What's this?
It's me, Danny.
Where'd you get it from?
I'm trying it out. Thinking of buying it.
Is it stolen?
Oh, hey, yeah, behave, will you?
Barry, I'm going in a taxi. Why? Because in 2 hours' time I want to be in an aeroplane, not in a police car.
Just trust me, will you?
And it's not stolen.
Definitely not.
He's a grown man. We can't go dragging him out.
Do you want to bet?
I can hear what you're saying.
The police will do it. That's what they get paid for.
We can't phone the police. George, phone the police.
Hey?
Phone the police.
Right.
Don't phone them. What? Oh, you daft melt.
All right, I see.
Hello? Police, please. Oh. It ain't moving. Oh, no. Look, you do the talking, will you, Heather?
Why?
Just do it, will you?
You said it wasn't stolen.
It isn't. It's borrowed.
Barry, I'll kill you. Hello, officer.
Bit of trouble?
Yeah, puncture, I'm afraid.
Have you got a spare, sir?
Do you have a spare, darling?
Oh, it's in the boot. Oh, I can't get this off.
If I'm late, it'll be a disaster.
What, in a hurry?
Yes, I've a plane to catch. Looks like I'm going to miss it now.
Can't let that happen, can we? Let's see what the strong arm of the law can do. Shut up, sir.
But he needn't think he's gonna eat in this house again.
Talking of food.
We all right, are we?
Tantrums over now, are they?
I thought you might like a drop of this, George.
What is it?
We used to drink it out in the Far East.
All right, then, nice one.
George.
Won't do any harm.
The Far East. You remember that kimono I brought you back, Mary?
Made in Hong Kong. You'd bought it in TJ Hughes'.
That was just a joke. No, I thought we might have this as a farewell drink, as it were, you know.
Well, you can count me out.
We'll put hairs on your chest, girl.
Oh, thanks very much.
Oh, cheers. They'll be here soon, then, Mary.
Who?
The law.
We wouldn't call the law on you.
I knew you wouldn't, girl.
Bobby's your uncle, so to speak.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you very much indeed. Well, aren't you going to say thank you, darling?
Have you got the spare, sir?
Yeah, I told you it's in the boot.
If you'd like to get it out, I'll give you a hand.
No, you're all right, mate. I think we can manage now.
That's no bother. Your wife's been standing around long enough.
Thank you. Well, get the spare, darling.
Yes, darling.
He's hopeless at this sort of thing.
It was stuck.
That's all we ever really had, you know. Working all the hours God sent in some topney hippney sweatshop, and all the time as he was calling to me, you know, like somebody was holding a shell over my ear. That's all I ever really was, you know, a seafarer. And then when your mother went, that's all I had left, the open sea. Nobody should have a seaman for a father. All those more have than know it.
No thanks.
Oh, well. All I want's just, you know, just a bit of time. A couple of days to make my plans. And then I'll be away out of your lives forever. Going to my bed for a lie down. Oh, a bit of bacon and eggs wouldn't go straight.
Right. Oh, God love him.
You make me sick.
He's old. Things have changed.
There's a few bob knocking around, that's all that's changed. You're soft, Marie.
This really is terribly kind of you, isn't it, darling?
Yes, darling. It's nothing. It's the least we can do. You sure you'll be okay, sir?
Oh, yeah. Got a marvellous time out here, aren't I?
Well, I can call in for a police car if you like.
Oh, no, you're all right, mate.
I'll make sure she gets safely on the plane, sir. Cheer up. Wembley tomorrow.